runs the world? Girls. Who runs the world? Girls.
Who runs the world?
What happens after that?
Don't know. Who runs this mother?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Get it, Beyonce. Hi, welcome to So Happy You're Here, everybody. I'm Erin. This is Becky.
Welcome to Girl Power Day. It's So Happy You're Here podcast.
Yeah, that's right. It's time for just a good chat with good girlfriends. Forget about the worries of the week. And we have a guest back. We haven't had a guest in a while.
Yes.
We've been just raw dogging this, just Becky and I.
Schedules have become quite a challenge.
Schedules are tough. And also, I do have to admit, having an 8th grader leaving middle school and a senior leaving high school, for all of those memes out there on social media, who's like it's like May 2nd and moms are just, you guys, you got to order posters. You've got to sign up for this field trip. You've got to get in all of these extra service hours. I mean, there's so many things happening. So forgive me.
No, you're doing great.
But we do have a guest today.
This is an exciting one.
Yes. Margot Grant Witz is 3rd generation Elizabeth Grant skincare. It is one of the most successful skincare lines developed by her grandmother.
Right.
Her grandmother, I think, is over 100 years old.
100 years young.
Started the business decades ago, I think over 50 years ago. Yeah. It is an incredible story of girl power.
Yes.
An incredible story of family business, an incredible story of great skincare results.
Right.
So she's going to share tons with us after we have a few words to catch up on.
Yes. It's been quite a week.
It really has been a week.
Yesterday, when we're recording it, yesterday was the Kentucky Derby.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
It was only yesterday? Oh my God.
Wait, wasn't it? Or was it Saturday?
We don't know.
Wait a second now.
I don't know when the Kentucky Derby was, but it was this past weekend.
Yes.
And I don't know if you all watched or saw, but literally Golden Tempo, who won, came from last place.
Not even behind, but last.
Literally last. Like his snout or her snout was in the horse in front of its butt.
Yes.
Like that's how far behind. Came to win the entire Kentucky Derby.
It was so
this
exciting.
Isn't a spoiler for anybody. And it was the first time ever it was a female trainer.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. Typically, I'm a little hesitant about horse racing because I would just want to make sure the horses are cared for and loved and treated well.
Yeah.
I'm not like crazy by any means, but I also I hope they're just more than a
worker.
Hot body.
Well, you know what I think it is? I think it's like conservationists. The best people to take care of the environment are the people that use it.
Yes.
So like hunters and people that like, we have friends that own it requires a lot of wood for their product.
Yes.
So they continually grow trees.
Okay, good. So
because
you're
guess
telling
why?
me, yes.
Yeah. I mean, it keeps I think they treat them really well and then they send them, they don't, there's no glue factories.
Okay, thank God. That's what I was wondering. No Jell-O at the end of this.
No.
Thank God. Okay, so anyway, I'm not even the biggest horse racing fan, but you guys, I keep weeping.
But her video, you know what? We'll attach it here. I'll go grab a clip of it. Her cheering,
trainer?
yes.
The female trainer cheering is exactly what I imagine I look like on a dance floor.
Abby Lee Miller.
She's losing all control of her body. I don't know if she has her faculties, and rightfully so. Like, hats
so
off to her. I don't know her name. I'm so sorry. I don't do any research.
Does anybody bet? Like, if you guys bet, let us know. Because
John bet on it.
What was on
won.
him though?
Yes.
So was he the favored? Or
Golden Tempo?
Yeah.
I don't think so. John threw in $20.
Amazing.
And I think he won a little over 800. I can't remember the odds.
Holy shit balls.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
That's so cool.
He always, John is very
Is he good at stuff like that?
Well, he's very mindful about any sort of gambling.
Yes.
And so he has a separate little envelope that he can gamble with every year.
It's like an old housewife with her in her coffee.
Yeah, exactly. It's like shoved under the mattress. And every year he has like a $20 bill reserved, and it's just fun for him to have a little stake in the Kentucky Derby.
I just don't understand anything about it.
No.
Like when people do odds and all of that.
I go with feelings,
names
colors,
usually.
Yeah, names, birthdays. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason.
Right.
But if you haven't watched it, watch it and then pay attention to some of the little nuanced details. One of the things that people are bringing up is the horse and the jockey, Golden Tempo and his jockey, were covered in mud and dirt, because that's how hard they had to work to gain their way back.
Yes.
And there's all these great memes and kind of stories on social media that I thought were very prudent to like what we talk about. Like, just because you're in last, don't think it's over.
Really great.
You know, and oftentimes you got to get covered in mud and get dirty to get to the front of the line.
Oh, this is so good. There's so many like correlations and analogies.
And as long as you're still racing, you're never out of the race.
Yeah, great.
So, I mean, they're a little cheesy, but it is so true.
But by the way, it was most of the race. Do you know what I mean? It
definitely.
wasn't like just caught up.
Golden Tempo went into first place, maybe a second before, the finish line.
Yeah.
So it wasn't this, it wasn't a big, what was it? As my mom would say, wipeout. It wasn't a big, what do they call that?
Oh, like a blowout.
Yeah. She calls them wipeouts. So if a team is like really far ahead of another team, she says, what a wipeout. And none of us have the heart to tell her it's a blowout. It's another wipeout, Mom.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, this wasn't a wipeout by Golden Tempo.
Well, the Minnesota Wild got wiped out.
Did they really?
First game of the second series in the playoffs, and Colorado what a barn burner. We go down 3 goals in the first period, come back. I think it was it 8-6, 6-8 at the end. We lost. We're still in it, but big hockey fan, are you?
ladies and gentlemen, Midwestern hockey mom, Becky Wright, everybody. No, I'm thrilled that you had fun watching it and that they did a great job. I'm always happy for a Minnesota team.
Yay,
we're
sports.
in Minnesota. So anyway, if you haven't had a chance to watch the Kentucky Derby finish and go watch the trainer lose her mind over the win.
It is the best.
And know that is the only appropriate response.
Yes.
I trust her. I want her to be friends with all of us.
Yeah.
Because that is the only appropriate response.
Well, my biggest pet peeve is like too cool for school. Ugh. She is in it to win it. She is losing her shite. I mean, yeah, it was amazing.
Wait, it's funny that you bring up too cool for school because this past weekend, William had his senior prom.
Oh my gosh.
And it was everything you imagine plus way more. I mean, I don't know if it's in the 90s. I tell the story like my boyfriend picked me up in like his dad's Chevy Blazer.
Probably took it to get washed though.
Yeah. Went to not Applebee's, but something similar.
Yeah.
Took it to get washed. And then we went to the dance in our high school gym. And then I think I don't know, they found a way to get a motel room for 65 of us to have a Zima in.
Yeah. Right.
So, and I thought it was special. These proms now, and I think it's just 2026. I don't think it's where we live. I don't think it's...
I would be curious, though, girls from other parts of the country, if this
Let
is
us know.
consistent. Yeah.
But it is full charter buses to drive 60 of them around. They had their dance at US Bank Stadium, which is our NFL football stadium that overlooks downtown Minneapolis. They have these beautiful photos of the cityscape in the back.
So they're not on the field. They're in some of those private areas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Their dinner is on a boat, a chartered boat.
Wow.
I mean, I'm like, what am I going to do for his... I'm going to have to helicopter him in for his wedding.
No, literally.
This is nuts.
You're going to have to hire,
and I say all of this as one of the moms on the planning committee. I mean, I had a full hand in it.
But you know what?
But I just don't know how else to handle it because there's 100 of them who want to go together.
Yes.
We live in a congested area, so there's not like a cornfield that they can hide in to go...
Well, and they're probably, their siblings, this has been handed down to them. So they had older kids that did it.
Totally.
This is the way it goes.
And then they have a huge school, so they really don't have the capacity to have dances just anywhere, It
does kind of make me sad, though, because the days of decorating with streamers in the gym.
The student council at high school would show up with streamers and blow up balloons on their own.
Right.
And that just doesn't happen anymore. And make signs on big white tag board.
Here's the one thing that does really make me nervous though. If you are at that season, you're doing cap and gown, you're doing prom, you're doing all of these things. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is an expensive little chunk of time right now.
Oh, I say that all the time. I'm like, how many jobs do families have to get to afford senior year?
I used to joke, it very crass, that I was just an ATM, that I would just pull them out. This was
before OnlyFans and Feet Finder. So now we're golden. Most of Feet Finders just senior moms, while they're off to the side signing their kids up for stuff. They've got their foot out in front. Just hoping for a few extra bucks.
You should just prop your feet up in front of US Bank Stadium.
Yes, just to afford the amusement park field trip. Right. Anyway, I've signed him up and I think I can pay for it.
We'll figure it out later.
It's true.
Oh, gosh.
But going back to Too Cool for School.
Yes.
I have some advice to give because there were over 100 kids. It was a big get-together and party.
Now, that I think might be particular to you guys because that's that's herding cats.
It is unique in that my son and his grades just have always gotten, it could have been 400 kids. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
They just get along really well. They're great kids.
It's the best.
And this is the point, and I want to go back and just give a little advice if any of you are listening or feel like you want to pass it on maybe to your high school kids. I got to observe a lot of high school behavior this weekend.
Oh, interesting.
Girls and boys
You're
alike.
like a sociologist.
Yes. And I am an observant person, not judgy, observant. Big difference. Okay. I'm an observant person. And I think when I look at these kids who are 18, I am so happy for the kids, and I'm thrilled to say my kid is one of them, who is still a kid.
Oh, I'm so glad you're saying this.
And whether it's giggling or taking funny pictures or not taking themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
And there was just a small percentage of the kids that I observed, boy and girl alike, who just think they're so cool.
So they're already over it.
Like they're so cool, like, too cool for school. And I'm like, you're going to regret that.
Yes.
And or it's going to bite you in the butt because you have a lifetime of being an adult.
Yeah.
You have a lifetime of things not being exciting.
Yeah.
Enjoy this time and be silly and have fun.
And it is a special day.
And yes, and silly is not disrespectful, but yeah, there's some.
But don't you think it's like a weird self-consciousness? Like they're trying to act cool because they actually feel nervous or.
Yes. Or there's just, this is just my observation. And if you are in my town, don't take this too seriously. It's an observation of any high schooler. Like I see a few boys who like think they're really cool and can only hang out with girls and don't want too many boys around them. I'm like, dude, to me that looks insecure.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't look, and by the way, that's not going to serve you well long term.
And you are only 18. You don't have to be 25 right now. You'll be 25 soon enough.
Yeah, and too cool for school.
Not my fave.
I don't know. I mean, there's a way to be cool and then without being too cool.
No, the people that are cool are the ones that are like worried about other people. Are they having a good time? That you're like, you're making sure your date is having a great time.
Self-confident, self-assured. Yeah. So anyway, I am happy to report though that I would say 98% of those kids that I saw, which would be 98 out of 100.
So wait, you send them off. You do pictures, you do all of that stuff, and then you regroup after?
So they do pictures.
Okay.
Then they get on a charter boat and have dinner. Then when the boat gets back, they get on 3 different buses.
Wait, did they have good weather? They had great weather. Oh, that was
it was cloudy, but it was great.
Perfect.
They then after the boat, they get on buses. The buses take them down to the stadium. They do the dance.
Fun.
They do the nightlife. Then the buses bring them back to a home, and they have like a 2-hour, I would quote unquote, after party.
So they just get out of their gussied up, get into their cozies and have fun.
They get into their clothes.
Yeah.
They take more pictures.
Cute.
It's cute. It's 2 hours.
And then they'll have their senior party, which is another event. And they used to do that at the high school. Do they still do that?
Now their senior party is at the Mall of America.
Okay, you guys. You think
Our Mall of America has an amusement park in the center, but again, the class gets so big it starts to just outgrow places.
That's true.
Because I think our graduating class is about 800.
Yeah.
So, and by ours, I'm not part of the class. I'm just one of the moms. So anyway, I had a big hand in planning prom. I'm not planning anything else.
So you say
not touching anything else.
No.
I have a grad party coming up, but I do want to say hats off to the kids who are really enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
And if you feel like you're too cool for school, put it in reverse real quick. I just don't want you to regret this 5-10 years from now. And be
don't
like,
wish it away.
Enjoy this special time more often.
That's nice.
Okay, we also, before we get to our interview, have to talk about a few collabs that have come out because we did all meet each other talking fashion.
Yeah.
There's been 2 big collabs, as they say, that have come out in retail. 1, Victoria Beckham and Gap. 2, Parke and Target. So where do you want to start?
Help me with Parke because I wasn't familiar with that one. Is this like a younger person's? And I'm not trying to do age, but just...
You mean for me and my my contemporaries?
Yes.
I think it's much younger than me.
When you said Parke, I thought you meant Marion Park, who does the orthopedic shoes.
Wow. No, Parke, Parke.
Okay.
From what I can tell, it's like loungewear, sportswear, casual wear. It's very upscale East Coast lounge wear.
Cute.
From my eye, the ribbed mock turtleneck built into the sweatshirt.
Yes.
The coordinating lounge sets.
And did it have an online presence?
Okay, so this is what I know. Okay. Again, limited research and development here. But Parke decided to do a collaboration with Target, which I'm thrilled about because when I worked for Target back in the early 2000s, they were really one of the first mass retailers to do super cool collaborations. I mean, think back to the Isaac Mizrahi, Go International, where they were they brought Parenza Schuler to Target before Parenza Schuler had a huge global, footprint. So I'm really excited for Target and to see what they're doing.
It's promising.
Yes. So the collaboration that they did with Parke, I actually happened to be with some of James's middle school friends when this was coming out. They were setting their alarms for midnight.
Oh, so they knew.
To make their online order. And then if you followed on social media, people were waiting in line starting at 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m.
Before store open.
Before the store open, and then rushed it like it was Black Friday.
Wow.
Rushed it like, the gate just came down at Coachella and you got to go touch Justin Bieber. And people, I think every single piece sold out in its debut.
Down to the piece.
From what I can tell, they might have restocked some or had some returns. I can't tell.
Interesting.
So I'm not super familiar with Parke. I didn't feel the need to stand in line. The girls I was with, though, and some of the moms who have teenage girls, I mean, they were
lost
frantic.
their minds.
It was like when Cabbage Patch Doll came to be. It was like when
it's the Beanie Baby of our generation.
My Aunt Teresa, not my mom Teresa, had to make a homemade Cabbage Patch Doll because we didn't all get one. My mom got one, but my Aunt Teresa, not my mom Teresa's daughter, didn't get one, and she had to make one. Mm-hmm. It's a story they still tell. It's lore.
It's a tale as old as time.
It's a lore that follows my family around even more so than the boiled potato dumpling. Listen to last episode.
So here's the thing that bugs me, though, is that they do, it's just like ticket sales. They buy out, whoever they are, they buy it down to the piece and then flip it on eBay.
The resale.
They flip it for 3 times, 4 times the price.
Am I the only one who feel like Phil and Becky would do that, though? I feel like you would be like, I got a business on the side here. I got a side hustle.
I do love it.
I can see you showing up to your corner bar with like a black plastic bag.
Open up my raincoat.
Yeah, and you're just looking. It's like a grab bag. No, people do that to the point where people are parodying it now. Like we saw a Instagram of a younger guy being like, "Don't worry, everybody, I got enough Parke to resell to all of you. This one,
$500,
$1,500. This one, $35." Like, so anyway, I do think a lot of people will resell.
It's just, I love that it's limited. I love that Target's back on the come up in terms of innovation, in terms of, that was what they were known for. And I think for a while, like Walmart was kicking Target's butt. So come on back, Target. We want you in the game.
Something that I always talked about that our old network, I didn't think did well in the last few years is they tried to replicate the bigger QVC and HSN.
Yeah.
And I think in any relationship, personal, business, the best tool you have is authentically you.
Yeah.
And so I thought our former network was its best when it leaned into being more of a boutique.
Totally.
Or more of a, one-off type of find.
You know what they were good at is like incubating, growing,
they're
something
the ones
like
who started
Beekman.
Yeah.
Like that's
or
when
Skin,
and you're going to get your heart broken because they're going to outgrow the nest.
But where I think when you apply that similarly to Target and Walmart, I like when they're different.
I do too.
I like when Walmart is nearly wholesale, truly, and just your big low price leader. And I like when Target, also low prices, have more unique collaborations and what have you.
You know where they lost me? And I think this is something I have to be better about. During COVID, I would do the drive up.
Okay.
And someone would put their stuff, in the trunk. And what I lost was that loop I used to do when the kids were little and the end cap shopping and this is cute. And so if you're not doing that, if you're just getting your laundry soap and your bag of apples.
I think retail is built on impulse purchase.
Completely.
And you can't do as much impulse online. But I do think the experience of shopping is coming back. I think the pendulum is swinging.
Yeah.
Where you and I meet and lollygag around a store for an hour.
Just make it a day. Yeah.
Or I did used to go to Target for a break from the kids.
That was the
I would
escape.
go. And now you're right. We were conditioned over COVID, a national pandemic or a worldwide pandemic, if you don't remember. That happened a few years back.
I'm not going to post any of that. Anything.
We were conditioned to not experience anymore. There was no experiences. Right. So hopefully that will go back and experience. Okay, second collab that came out, if you didn't notice, was Victoria Beckham and Gap.
Our queen, our royal queen, Victoria Beckham, who is so stunning and so beautiful.
I danced just like her at prom, but she did at the...
What did William think of that?
Had a leg up over my head. Was doing some weird little twerk off to the side.
They dropped her from a ceiling.
If it's Will's prom, it's my prom. Right, Victoria?
You know what? The more I hear her talk too, I know we're not supposed to take sides on that family drama, but gosh, they're just trying to make it happen too, just like every other family.
She's lovely.
She really is. Yep. Now, with the Gap collab though, all I've really seen in terms of the pieces is
real quick, I say she's lovely. I've never met her a day in my life.
Well, she's beautiful and stunning and handles herself like a queen.
And can twerk.
There's an anorak jacket, like
the one?
Yes.
Okay.
From the 2000, like when was that jacket popular? Everyone had it. It was that kind of cinch waist, drawstring.
In my mind, it's never not been popular. I've always liked that look.
Here's what I don't like, and maybe it's just because of the way things are marketed. Not everything is a trend based on another thing, or not. Can that just be a classic staple?
Can Land's End just own it?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Like, it doesn't have to be, oh, we're going back to the 2000s, or, oh, we're going back to the 90s. Like, that Gap sweatshirt that my kids had growing up, the classic Gap across the chest, is just, let's just call it like lore. That's Gap lore.
Did she do that?
She did another one.
Does it say Victoria?
No.
Does it say Beckham?
I don't know if there's other embroidery.
Did you do any research on it?
I just saw those two pieces and I was like, what are we doing? Here's what I thought she was doing. Like, some of her sleek, clean, pretty, maybe a little dressier. And it's heavy on the Gap side. It's less on the Victoria Beckham side and more on the Gap side.
So basically, it sounds like they brought her in to like advise on one of their new collections.
Yeah.
Versus she had full creative reign.
And I think Zach Posen that's their creative director in general.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, there's already a great sensibility, American denim, you know, like that whole theory. And I just thought, if you're going to bring her in, maybe put a heel on it.
Yeah, put a kitten heel on it. Well, okay, only in her defense, because our queen can do no wrong for me. In her defense, I think fashion is at such a weird place right now where it is back to basics, where it is back to just like better tailoring, better fit,
Better quality. Yeah.
And also, it is hard right now because like low rise, wide leg pants are coming back in. Well, if you have, this is my mother region. My mother region can no longer do low rise.
But honestly,
and wide leg, I look frumpy. I try it. I look frumpy and I can only stand completely erect.
Don't you think too that there are things we can just let pass by? So like when you see a trend come through and you're like, not for me.
Yes.
A-okay to.
And you should be doing that because like Sarah Rogers had said when we interviewed her, she doesn't really like trends. She likes what looks good on your body.
Yeah.
So in Victoria's defense, like if you go to a lot of mass high-end fashion retailers right now, the bulk of their everyday wear is more white tees, loose baggy jeans, you know, maybe an asymmetrical top, and then a racing stripe pants,
which I think is a great, you got on that early. I think that's a really great kind of compromise is you can do a fuller cut denim, but they're like cozies.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I still get teased about those.
They're great.
I wear the
rag and bone.
The rag and bone printed denim.
Yeah.
I mean, One World did that for a long time.
Totally.
But I wear the One World, the rag and bone printed denim because they're a French terry sweater.
But they have a cute little track. Like what I like about that pair in particular is they're not sweatpants. They don't look like it at all. They look fresh and current because of the stripe.
They feel like a sweatpants.
That's the thing. And you're comfortable.
I wear them to every single early morning basketball game that I possibly can.
As you should.
So that I don't look like a total train wreck, even though I am.
I saw a meme and thought about us the other day. It was this girl saying, you know, the fit is it when the room looks like this. And she walks out and it's just clothes everywhere. There's just a trail of disaster.
Do you remember like 3 weeks into the holiday season, I couldn't see my bathroom. I just had to shovel through it. Because we went hard. We said yes to the holidays.
Yes.
You, me, Phil, and John. We said yes to the holidays. And so if it was a Tuesday, I had something going on and I like to dress up.
Yeah.
There's shit everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have been robbed.
And no time to recover.
I could have been robbed and not known it. Not known it at all. So anyway, back to Victoria's collab with Gap. I saw the anorak jacket.
Yeah.
Get mad, I liked it.
I mean, it's cute. I think it's really cute.
You're just like, it's not reinventing the wheel at all.
Kind of felt like we were going backward, yeah.
See, I liked how she did, there's some more asymmetrical different cuts to the way it closes. And I like the proportion of the stand collar and then from where it cinches down.
So it doesn't look too sporty or too athletic.
Well, it's not too long, not too short. So I think it's flattering.
Yeah.
And then I think the collar is flattering. So I think if you're going to get one of those jackets, I like the proportions that she designed and just the little different details.
And it's the styling thing. Because if the funnel neck or the stand collar is still cool, it's a full zip. So it's going to fit that bill.
So just try to think of it from that perspective, please.
I'm trying. I was a little bit disappointed, I guess.
Do you want to know what I'm into and I have my eye out?
Do tell.
Windbreakers.
Oh, for sure.
And so I was hoping she would have done a windbreaker. I didn't see one.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw one. I didn't look. But I would love, right now, this is kind of in my vision board. I want to do a windbreaker with a pencil skirt.
Cute.
And a kitten heel.
Okay, so I did a windbreaker. I did a bubble skirt, but it's the one that looks like a diaper.
Today?
No, that was one of the things I was looking at for this, but it makes so much sound.
Yes, yes.
But I did that with...
Is this a vintage windbreaker or a new windbreaker?
Vintage windbreaker, bubble skirt, and a little Mary Jane. And it was cute, although I'll show it to you and you can tell me.
Should we wear windbreakers next week together?
Okay, let's do it.
I don't have one. I have to buy one. Unfortunately, I got rid of my teal blue Charlotte Hornets one from, remember, from the early 90s. Why did we all decide we liked the Charlotte Hornets? Was it for the color?
The gear at the fan shops was
But
out of
you
control.
know the one I'm talking about. It's the quarter zip.
Yes.
And then it had like the kangaroo flap over pouch right here.
Yes.
And then the elasticized waist. Like I really would like an option like that, but not in the Charlotte Hornets. I don't even know what the Charlotte Hornets are. The Charlotte Hornets colors. I want to do more like a light baby blue, black and white.
Pretty.
Color block.
Yeah.
Windbreaker. So everybody keep their eyes out for windbreakers.
Yeah, it's big.
That is my fashion flash of the day. We should get back into windbreakers.
Is it still playing? There we go.
Is there anything else that we need to catch up on before we introduce you to our very special guest?
I think that's a good catch up.
If you haven't watched last week's episode, watch it just for 45 seconds of Countess Luann's cameo to me for my birthday.
Is it right at the beginning? I can't remember.
It's just a few minutes into the beginning.
Okay.
It's only 45 seconds. Becky bought me a cameo from Countess Luann, and I'm here to tell you, it's scientifically proven to make you happy.
It really will.
It is exactly what I mean when I want all of us to feel the same delusional confidence. I want all of us to go with the gusto of that into our day.
Every day.
So hopefully you really enjoy our interview with Margot Grant Witz. You're going to learn so much about 3 generations of female family entrepreneurship, great skincare advice, lots of fun. She's a force to be reckoned with and a really good girlfriend. And hopefully you move forward with the delusional confidence of the Countess.
C'est bon.
Okay, stay tuned. We'll be right back with Margot. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the woman, the myth, the legend. We've all been waiting for her. It is Margot Grant Witz. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
I'm so genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, so excited and grateful to be here. So thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Well, thank you for agreeing to hang out with us and all the girls. And I know so many of our listeners and viewers already know you from home shopping. So many people know your story because the Elizabeth Grant collection is, huge worldwide.
Right.
But before we can even get into chit-chatting, we just got to get into who you are and who Elizabeth Grant is, because this story is unlike any other.
Well, a little bit. Yeah. I always say it's her own personal joie de vivre. And that's what's made the past 80 years so phenomenal. My name is Margot Grant Witz. I am so proud to be the 3rd generation of Elizabeth Grant Beauty. And I'm lovingly known as a living infomercial. My grandmother is Elizabeth. So my grandmother is Elizabeth. She is 103. She is alive. She is well. And she started this beauty brand
Get it, girl.
over 80 years ago in London, England, when she suffered from bomb blast damage during World War II.
Wait, will you tell me what exactly is bomb blast damage? Break it down.
Is it shrapnel?
Did she get hit by shrapnel?
So a V2 bomb blast went off, which was 2 streets over, and it was a rocket, and it was shrapnel in the side of her face. So the left-hand side of her face was completely damaged.
Was she an innocent bystander?
Yeah, she was just walking the street with her girlfriend. They were going for lunch. She was at work as a makeup artist, and she's like, let's go do a little shop, little talk, as ladies do. And a bomb blast went off. And there was no real warning enough to sort of get out of the way fast enough. And she felt that her life was over. She said, how do I look the part and make other people feel the part if I look like this? And so she went on a mission just to fix her skin. And what they did at the time was it was an assembly line. There was a lot of damage. So at the hospital, they would put a sticky substance on, rip it out, off you go to go get fixed. And she somehow, my charming grandmother, and to know my grandmother knows this is not out of character, somehow convinced the doctor not to do the sticky, to rip it all out and off she goes, but to take each piece out one by one. And this minimized the detrimental scarring that could happen, but she was still very scarred and disfigured, but not as aggressive as it could have been.
Good for her.
And so every day she would go to her doctor's office at around 3:00 for tea. And every day she'd say, so what do you have for me to fix my skin? And the doctor said, nothing. And on one of the days, her father passed away when she was 7. So she always believes her father's on her shoulder. And one of the days she went to go see her doctor around tea time. And he's like, I just have to go to the patient. I'll be back. And she said, okay. And she always said that there was no Vogue magazines in the doctor's office at those times. And she was a nosy Nancy. She was looking around the room being like, what can I do? You know, filled with boredom. And she picked up a book and it was a medical journal. And she just randomly opened a page. And she saw war wounds and she scribbled down the name. She said, I have a war wound. And as soon as she did, the doctor came in, closed the book and said, those words are too big for you, my angel. You wouldn't understand. Let's have some tea.
Oh, so man.
And the next day she went to her friend who was a chemist and said, do you know what this is? And he said, yeah, it's what they put on soldiers on the front lines on the way to the hospital to minimize the burn, to minimize the damage. And she said, would you make it for me? And her friend said, it's not going to do anything for you, Elizabeth. And my grandmother said, I didn't ask you your opinion. I asked you, can you make it for me?
Yes.
And he did.
Yeah.
And 8 to 10 months later, her skin was fixed. She went back to work because all she wanted to do was to continue to be comfortable and confident in her own skin, be an independent, strong woman, make her own money and be able to, you know, live her best life.
And boy, has she.
She has. And she was working on Miss Vivian Lee. And Miss Vivian Lee said, you look gorgeous. What do you use? And she sheepishly went into her bag and picked up something like this small and said, this is what I use. And it changed Miss Lee's skin. And she said, where can I get more? And my grandmother said, I'll be right back. And she started batching it in her bathtub. And then she started to go to stores and the stores would say, you know, I'm not interested in carrying her your line. So she would get her friends to call and say, do you have Elizabeth Grant's Essence of Trislam? And they go, no, I'm sorry. She goes, okay, well, I can't shop for you. And then they would hang up the phone.
She's a genius. Let's start doing that with other things.
It's the original testimonial call.
Yeah, let's start doing that with your Feet Finder account.
And she created the very first serum on the market ever for at-home beauty use, which was the Essence of Trislam.
Wait. Serum right now rules the beauty industry. She created the first serum. She was the first to create one. It's amazing.
So in 1948, it was launched. And the next company that came out with another serum was in 1982.
Oh my gosh.
So imagine that. If it's going to clear up war wounds, bomb blasts, imagine what it could do to our blasted skin.
The Essence of Trislam.
Brilliant.
I mean,
it's the Essence of Trislam.
Crazy. So she starts that in the late 40s. Okay.
Yes.
I always used to say when I was presenting beauty and skincare, and I don't mean any shade to anybody who has tried something, any business who has tried a new ingredient or a new formula. But one of the things I would always say is beauty brands will come and go in 3 months, in 6 months, in 5 years. I don't know many beauty brands that have been around with the same ingredient since 1948. That's insane, you guys.
Really, what does stack up?
Yeah,
Margot, would it be like Estee Lauder, Arden?
No, we're older than Estee Lauder.
Wow.
Elizabeth Arden and Helena Rubinstein are still the same, along the same lines of brands that were in longevity terms. Helena Rubinstein is really only in Europe, pretty much. And Elizabeth Arden, most people just focus on for some creams, but mostly makeup when you think about her. And that's how she started as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is crazy good. Okay. So then the Essence of Trislam turned into, this global phenomenon, right?
Yeah.
So so what happened from there?
We just kept trudging. And then my grandfather actually bankrupted my grandmother twice, because I think viewers and listeners need to remember women weren't allowed to own their own business. Women weren't allowed to have a bank account. Women weren't allowed to start things. And so he was the name. And when he passed away in 92, we asked my grandmother, because we're all South African. And so we asked my grandmother to immigrate to Canada because we were here and come here. And in 1998, my mom, who's my grandmother's daughter-in-law, looked at my grandmother and said, Mom, do you want to start this again? And my grandmother said, no, absolutely not. Like, I'm old. I don't want to do this. I'm in my 70s. I don't want to knock on doors or make the calls. And it was at that time that the shopping channel here in Canada went from, this is my little prop, still pictures where you just hear voices overnight to like, hi, everyone. We're the Canadian. And my grandmother and mother called each other and said, oh my God, there are people. right? And they said, let's try it. And in 1999, we launched on the Toronto Canadian Shopping Channel. And we sold out in 4 30-minute shows. And for 28 years and counting, we've been selling out ever since.
That's insane.
And so who was the original presenter? Was it your grandmother and your mom? Yeah.
Not my mom, just my grandma.
Okay.
And my mom actually created a sort of persona because she didn't want to go on air. And one day my grandmother, she did this to me too, physically, like grabbed my mother, dragged her on set and was like, look at her skin. See how much better it is now? It was awful, and like made her a prop.
Yeah.
And so it was how my grandmother slowly introduced my mom, and she wanted to be Susan Best so that she could do work during the day and no one could call, because they would call and be like, is Susan in the office? Yeah. And Susan wasn't in the office, right? Yeah. And then later on, my mom was just like, I really just want to be me. Yes. And so my grandmother was like, we've been waiting, Marian.
Yes.
And so that's what it was.
Wait, can we go back to, for 1 second, I think we're just spoiled now because we've come so far into the year of 2026. But can you imagine owning your own company, but you're not allowed to run the finances? That's crazy to think about.
Technically, she wasn't the name on the paper that owned the company, right? Because technically, legally, she wasn't allowed to own it.
So it was your grandpa who owned it?
It was my grandpa who owned it. But I'll say something even crazier.
Yeah, do.
It's 1998. My mother could not get a bank to give her a business loan because no banks believed in women-run businesses.
And that's in the modern era.
That's 1998. My mom went to 27 banks and only one bank said yes. And it's RBC, which is the Royal Bank of Canada. Yes. And at that time, they had an initiative to believe in women's businesses. But the loan was a 5,000 Canadian dollar loan. And that's what we launched Elizabeth Grant with in 1998.
I'm dying
That's
right now.
That's incredible. It's really impressive. So you start again with tourists. Let me go back to basics and then start building and growing from there.
And 5,000 Canadian dollars. Yeah. And look at what you guys have done since then.
Your little lemonade stand.
I just think it's a great reminder for all of us, because we were talking about the Kentucky Derby earlier. I don't know if you watched this past weekend. Margot, where the last place horse ended up winning, and not only came from last
with the first female trainer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were just talking earlier on how, especially as us women are getting older, you know, you're never out of the race until you take yourself out of the race.
Yeah.
You know,
correct.
And I think it's easier for us, you know, there's made so many strides, not a pun intended for the Kentucky Derby, but we've made so many strides in, you know, advancing ourselves.
Built on your grandmother's shoulders, your mom's shoulders.
Exactly. But when you see what Elizabeth did and then Marian did and what you're doing now, I mean, that is so cool. It's amazing.
Yeah, but that's empowering.
I do have to tell you, none of this would happen if your product didn't actually work, though, too. I mean, you don't just get here.
Here's the thing. You can't stay if your product doesn't work.
Yeah.
But a lot of people buy a lot of lousy things.
They do.
Because of the great marketing with it.
Yes.
So there are two schools of thought with that. But I'm really proud to say that we've been making a quality product for 80 years and counting. And the reason why I think is so special is, I like to demystify this for a lot of people.
Yeah.
90% of the world's skincare isn't made by the brand. It's white labeled by someone else. They go and they go, I like this. They put the label on it, which is why I always tell people, if you follow the ownership, and that means, for example, LVMH owns Sephora, owns Dior. Right.
Yes.
And so they also own Fenty Beauty, and they own a lot of ranges, and a lot of people make the same product with different labels on them, with different hierarchies of how much you're going to pay for that name. So I always say, look at the ingredients, look at sort of the chain of who owns it, and be a well-advised and well-educated consumer.
Yes.
But we're one of the only, if not the only, privately owned skincare companies in the entire world, privately owned and operated by 3 generations of women who make, manufacture, and formulate every single product in-house. And we do not white label anything of our range. And what I say about that, of why I'm so proud, is not just that we do it, but you have a woman who's 103.
Yeah.
I can't look at my grams and be like, you don't understand aging. You know? You have my mom, who's 73, who was the avid sun worshiper, the original cheetah spot, our original before and after. I can't look at her and be like, you don't get it. You don't understand sun damage.
Yes.
And then we have my head of chemistry, who is the head R&D chemist of us, our head formulator, who's a woman over the age of 50. And so when you have a place of us, when you have a place of understanding, when you have a place of embracing the aging process and helping to change the narrative, I think it's such a beautiful place to be, to help empower women to realize you don't have to disappear over the age of 40 or 50 or 60 or 70.
Yes.
Well, and I'm looking at your skin now too. I mean, what could be a better?
I've seen it in real life. There's not a pore. There's not a wrinkle. There's not a sag.
But generationally, isn't that interesting that your mom made those mistakes, you know, with the reflector, I'm sure, in the 70s.
Oh gosh, who amongst us didn't?
You know, and then you know better now. You're raised by these women.
Not know better. No, I did not.
Did you
My
do it?
My grandmother physically dragged me out of the sun when I was 17 in front of all my friends because I used to go with the shadow. Like if the sun is here and the shadow's behind, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm borderline translucent, everyone. I didn't tan. I would get beautifully crimson red. Okay. And like my grandmother turned to me and said, you have a choice. You're going to age how you want to age, or you're going to age how Mother Nature wants you to age.
Yeah.
But look at me.
Yeah.
I think I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And I never went in the sun then.
Good for you. And I can tell. And I also love that you're demystifying things, because I don't want to, you know, we're not here to tear down anybody, but the beauty industry is clogged. It is full.
Saturated.
It is saturated. Yeah. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people spend a lot of money on junk, and it's because we don't know any better. Yeah. You know, it's because you think, or people use certain words, or we're moving so fast that we're just following what's popular on social media or what's trendy with a celebrity. But you're really wasting your money and probably your skin when you're not paying attention.
It's not even not paying attention. I think unless someone has a patented or proprietary ingredient or component, okay, our proprietary ingredient, which is Tourislam, it is ours. It is only our place of sea kelp. We planted, we harvested, all sorts of things. But the ingredients, the minerals, the peptides, the amino acids, it's our secret little sauce, right? But why I'm saying this is we all, other than our proprietary stuff that not all companies have, we get ingredients from ingredient suppliers. Yeah. It's not like myself or other brands on the channels or other big retail brands. It's not like only one person has shea butter, so it's theirs. Yeah. We all go to the like 5 or 6 ingredient supplying companies in the world and say, okay, I'm looking for an emulsifier. I'm looking for a hydrator. I'm looking for a peptide. What do you have?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
yeah, and you guys, nobody else has that Tourislam.
That's right.
That's amazing.
No one has Tourislam.
I do have to tell everybody, if you haven't tried Tourislam before, try it. I mean, it is crazy good, and I like to cocktail it with like my body butter. Sure. So I don't just use it on the face.
So how do you do it? How do you layer it?
Just like your first serum.
Okay.
You just put it on your face.
On wet skin, dry skin?
I always do damp skin when I do my facial. I mean, I don't know, Margot, if you have any aversion to putting it on damp. I mean, you can't mess it up.
If it works for you, it's great.
Yes.
And that's all that matters.
Yes.
So I put it on damp skin, and then I will put a few pumps into my body butter or into my body lotion for overall body.
Right.
You know, and I am somebody who really enjoyed the 90s and the early 2000s. I could have used Elizabeth Grant saying, get over here. You have a choice on how to age.
But listen, you're looking really good, Erin. And I think ultimately all women have their own worst enemy complex, and all women have this weird BDD, body dysmorphic disorder, that we look in the mirror and we always say like why we're not good enough, or why we're comparing ourselves to someone who is a different shape, size, background. You know, it doesn't matter, because I think we're always told as women why you're not enough. Yeah. You're not tall enough. You're not small enough. You're not blonde enough. You're not brunette enough. You're not smart enough. You're not funny. And it's like, you are enough. Mm-hmm. Exactly who you are is enough. And I think I was saying this earlier. I really think women have the ability to be less of a crab in a bucket, less of pulling another woman down, and more of, you have a beautiful crown. Can I like just polish it a bit?
Yes.
Because we all have crowns. We all have something that another woman will look at and say, I wish I had what she's having.
Yeah.
I wish I could be more like her.
Yes. Isn't that true?
That's a great
As I stare
word.
at both of you with beautiful heads of gorgeous big curly hair, and this entire time I'm like, I want that.
For sure. But for example, if I'm looking at Becky's hair, I'd be like, wow, those curls look like so much more manageable than like we can keep going down the path of what someone else has, you know, but I think the more we embrace who we are, what a beautiful place to be.
I agree.
That's where freedom lives.
I agree.
Yeah.
And the more we embrace, I mean, I just can't get over 3 generations of women making this happen for this long. I mean, that is so cool. It just shows you we can do it, and hats off to you guys for doing it. So listen, you got a lot of your success in home shopping, and we met because of home shopping. And we have wonderful listeners who didn't even know us from home shopping, but most of our listeners started from the home shopping world. So tell us your experience with home shopping, because a lot of people are like, wait, what is that?
It is a wild journey.
It is. It's just, for people in it, you get it. For people out of it, they're like, what in the world? Like, what has your relationship with it been like?
Interesting. I think it's the only way I can describe it. It is the ultimate blessing to be able to speak to so many people and be able to move the amount of products that we're able to move.
Yes.
But there's also the flip side of it, right? And the flip side of it is not as glamorous as it always can be, i.e. whether it's the call times, whether it's the, you know, the hosts that you're interacting with. Hopefully you have a good relationship with them. I hope you do, because if you don't, you can feel it.
Yeah.
There are the watchers who feel that they have the luxury, both positively and negatively, to say their feedback to you.
Yes. Yes.
And then you have the channels, and I've had channels who the higher ups have said some things that I was like, wow, about. And okay, you know, like I had someone who said to me on a particular channel, your hair looks like confusing to people. People don't know how to place you. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, well, we would like you to straighten your hair.
Oh boy.
And I was just like, well, I don't know how to straighten my hair. Like, I just don't. And like, when that change of ship happened as well, I was able to go back to curly. But on the flip side of it, like, I had someone, and I love her. Her name's Betty McLean. Betty McLean emailed me once. She's like, I hate the color of your lipstick. You look awful. And I'm like, okay, Betty McLean, please tell me more.
Yeah.
And she was just like, it doesn't suit you. And she was right.
Really?
And then we started to have these great conversations just based on my lipstick. She's like, I really like it today. And then I started to get to know her and her family and her husband and her son. And it's a connection that I think is such a privilege to be able to have, because my Trislam community, old and new, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
And they've watched me grow up. They've watched my family grow up. They've watched me get married. They've watched or heard about my kids being born, right? They were there when my father passed away. Yeah. And so you have to be able to have that understanding that when you're in part of a community and you've built that relationship, someone's telling you that mostly out of kindness. I mean, like, there are people who say nasty things because they're behind keyboard warriors and they don't think that someone's listening.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to recognize the community you build is also a conversation to have.
Yes.
And it goes both ways.
And Betty's in your corner.
Betty's in my corner.
Whatever Betty said is great, because I love this red. I mean,
It's
that's
gorgeous.
the perfect color red lip. I always want to do just a red lip and a soft eye.
Yeah.
I need to do more of that.
So Elizabeth Grant doesn't do color cosmetics, right? It remains a skincare line.
So we do in very little things. And what we do, and I'm just like looking around me right now and I don't have it. But like, for example, here, like we have our moisture stick, right? And our one moisture stick.
Sellers.
Yes.
Yeah. So our one moisture stick right here, this is the solidified version of the essence of Trislam. So this and this are the same thing. No wax, brilliant because your lips are skinned too. But then, for example, we have the lip tints of them. So these are 2 different reds, right? But it's not like an aggressive color because that's scary, right? A red lip is scary. So it's just like a little whisper. And then we do lip stains that will not lick off, eat off, kiss off for 4 to 6 hours. And my grandmother always said, if she brings out makeup, it has to be good for you makeup. Like she doesn't want you to wash your face at the end of the day and get a fright. She wants you to have, because she said makeup's camouflage. Yeah. You got to fix the skin in order to love what you see. So she would do a tinted moisturizer, a rose glow, things that can enhance who you are with great ingredients in it to help your skin versus just a cover.
Really, you know, and she's so right. I mean, what would Elizabeth do? We need to get bracelets, WWED, because because truly, I mean, we do wear makeup just to cover up our insecurities, but nothing looks younger, nothing looks healthier than good
clean,
skin.
Pretty skin.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. I mean, there is no makeup in the world that makes you look as good as great skin.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
But also the great skin allows you to be who you are. And I say this to ladies all the time. The best feeling in the world is you go home, you take off your jeans, you take off your bra, you put on sweatpants, and you just live your best life.
Yes.
And that natural state is the same thing that your skin wants. Your skin wants to feel its best and breathe and just be comfortable.
Mm-hmm. It's so true.
Yes,
it's true. Do you have any like bloopers or moments from home shopping? I mean, because how many hours of live television shopping do you think you've done?
Thousands? I don't know. I've been on since I was 18.
Yeah.
So I know in total the company has done 1 million hours and counting.
Are you serious?
We're in 10 countries around the world. We like it's kind of insane.
Are you still traveling to those countries?
Well, thanks to a wonderful time in 2020 that changed the whole world. The time we don't speak of.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, I barely remember. I film a lot from my studio because I built a studio. It's soundproof. Yes. I love the lighting. Yeah. Have a good camera, good mic, and my mom steals the good trips to Australia. But you know, I'll for the most. And when a channel really wants me, they're like, I really want Margot in. Sure, okay, we'll go. But it has to be.
Yes.
It has to be worth it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. I mean, the travel could be, 10 times longer than the shows alone.
Well, and think about that. You talked about your call times. I mean, you're halfway across the world. You're up at maybe through the night. I mean, that's the thing that I don't think people understand is the schedule that we kept, which was not human.
The racket at which you got to be ready to work, especially as a guest, especially in different countries, that's crazy.
With a TSV, today's special value, or whatever they call it in whatever
people would come to me, and Margot, you should speak on this. And they would, when I was a host, and say, I really want to get into this industry. I'm really good at talking. I'm a good people person. I've got good eye contact. And the first thing I would say is, how do you do waking up at 2 a.m.? Are you ready to work every weekend of your life?
Even are you ready to wake up at 2 a.m., put on a full beat, show up and be charming? Yes. Because it's not just like, are you willing to wake up? Are you willing to be charming? Because no one wants misery. Right. And if the answer is no, it might not be the place for you.
Totally. I'll be mean as a snake. I'll be there.
Or, you want it, but the best hours are every Saturday at 11 a.m. So you're going to give up every Saturday morning of your life.
Right.
So it is, right? It's a grind.
It's a grind. So bloopers, yes. Bloopers. And it was, I know 2 off the top of my head. One was, the channel that you and I formerly worked on. They're both from the story, actually. And it's my favorite. Yeah. So we know. So this was, I was working and I was driving into the parking lot, and I take my makeup off between shows quite often just to breathe and reset. Because if you leave makeup on for too long, especially TV makeup, it breaks down and it's no bueno. Yes. And then you powder and powder and powder. It's a vicious cycle. So I took my makeup off. I was heading to the studio, and the producer calls me and goes, "Where are you?" Go, "I'm parking." They're like, "That's interesting. You're on air." And I'm like, "I'm not on air. I'm on air in an hour." They're like, "Margot, there is a time change." And I was like, "Oh my God, there's a time change." And I went on air and I ran in the studio, and I literally got on air, no makeup. And my makeup artist would, every time the camera would pan off of me, she would do a step, back on, off a step, back on. And so that was one. And then the other one was, I had a makeup artist, and her mother texted me because we had a late shoot and a very early morning call. And she's like, "I'll see you at 8. I'm like, "Great." Yeah. And her mother texted me. She's like, "I'm not feeling that well." I'm like, "I hope you feel better." She's like, "I'll be here." I'm like, "Great." So 3 a.m., I get a text from her mom saying, my daughter's in the emergency room, but she'll be there. And I'm like, no, she won't.
Yeah.
Like she won't.
Yes.
And I remember waking up at 6:30 being like, sorry, I can't make it. And me going, how do I do my makeup? Yeah. Because TV makeup is different than everyday makeup.
Totally.
And I went to Target and I just grabbed everything that I thought I could.
Yeah.
And then for the life of me, I texted my old makeup artist who moved out of the state. And I was like, by chance, are you here? Do you know someone here? Because this is not going to be great. She's like, I'm actually in town. And it was that moment that I was like, I will never be put in this position again. And I went to go get professional makeup lessons so I could always do my makeup.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Good for you.
Good for you. One time, we had a makeup artist for quite some time, and there would be times that we didn't. And then in the end of times, we had nothing. We barely had flushing toilets. And one time, you know, Margot, because you're a young mom, my kids were toddlers when I started working. And I mean, they're still under my roof. They're still my kids. And one time I came into work and I just walked in with nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like mom brain. And I had to go over to Becky, who was guest at the time.
You didn't even have a makeup bag with you.
I didn't have makeup or anything. And I said, just give me anything you have. And I just...
Doesn't matter if it matches, if it doesn't match.
I used Fatima's makeup one time. And Fatima and I do not have the same skin tone. But I was like, it's better than nothing. So I do owe you some makeup still from about 6 years ago.
Absolutely.
I just took it from you.
We're fair and square.
And said, it's mine now.
Becky, no, you're not fair and square. You go, that's great. I take you up on that offer. Let's go shopping.
It's just Chanel all day long. That's right.
You know?
So what's your favorite
You
part
don't want me to demystify that side of it because I can't very much. There's only five color studios in the world that make the world's makeup.
So if you had to do a color line, let's tell some tales. What would you guide the girls toward? Of course, we're going to set the base with skincare.
So I always look at my mom. My mom will always say, if I look at her, I go, are you okay? Are you upset? She goes, oh, I just don't have lipstick on.
Yes.
So I always think, like, as much as eyebrows that they say are like the framing of your windowsills, your lips are your foundation. So if you just have a whisper of color, it doesn't have to be a full lip. It could just be a gloss. It can be a tint. It will change your day. Now that lipstick can go a lot of places. It can be a blush. It can be this. It can be an eyeshadow. You can have a full face with a lipstick if that's all you have. And then I'll always say like a little bit of mascara and you're good. If you could just have those two things. Now anything else is a bonus.
Yeah. I believe in a strong color lip for sure, because every time I find a picture of me with no lip color on or super nude,
you look like this.
So washed out.
I look so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not a sad
You disappear.
lady. Crazy, but not sad.
Because that's your foundation.
Yes.
And so once you sort of, everybody's like, oh, your eyes are the windows to your soul and your eyebrows are the window dressings. And you're like, okay, what about the foundation of the house?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Put some lips on, baby. What's your favorite part about working in home shopping?
I really love the community. I really love the platform that I'm able to help change the narrative around aging. Yeah. I really love being an advocate for people to feel better about themselves. I really appreciate the blessing that I get to be part of someone's day-to-day or their routine or their home or their lives. I hear some of the best stories that my grandmother had it, my mom had it, my sister had it, I use it, my daughter uses it, my son uses it. I love that I'm able to, like, I have this product and it's one of my favorite products, and it helped to change a little boy's skin, and he was being bullied every single day because he had cystic acne, and he went to the dermatologist who wanted to put him on steroids. The mom said no, and the son, who was graduating here in Canada, we have two separate types of schools, like grade 1 to 8, 7 to 9, and then 10 to 12, and sometimes they're merged, like kindergarten, grade 8, and then this. But in this particular one, he was graduating grade 9, and he's like, I don't want to go to high school. I don't want to be bullied. He was bullied every day. And she took a chance on what I was saying, and it cleared up her son's skin. And she emailed me to say, my son wants to go to high school. And I think it's just so much more than how are you aging?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's how are you showing up? And to be part of someone's story, just to be a little bit of a help for that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What a blessing.
Yeah. How are you living?
Yeah, because
So
I love stories like that. By the way, what's the product, just in case
The Night Wonder Concentrated is my moment of skincare. Yeah, I made it.
That's like your retinol alternative, right?
It's the glycolic acid. Yes. It's your little vacuum skincare that doesn't hurt to work.
Yes.
And may I just say, if anybody's using a product that's making their skin red, flaky, tingly, spicy, stop it. Yeah. Like your skin is freaking out. Your skin, it should never hurt to work. And if it's hurting, let it be under the hands of a dermatologist who's giving you that level of potency.
That's a really good call.
Yeah.
Okay. So good. Yeah. The Night Wonder. I've used that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I also think as somebody, I come from traditional retail. You know, I started my career working for Target Corporation, and it didn't matter how much signage we had. It didn't matter what marketing campaigns were out there, what commercials were running. Unique to home shopping is you get to tell the story of every product. You know, there's nobody sitting at the shelves or at the hangers in traditional retail spaces. So I love home shopping as a vehicle for that.
Yes.
And I'm sad to see here in the US, I think all retail is kind of figuring out where they're going to go next. And, you know, I'm sure you've heard about QVC, and they're the parent company to HSN. And I hope that we can keep the traditional video,
storytelling,
TV sales, storytelling alive, because I think you make better informed purchases. I think you have less returns. I think you have a better relationship with the product you're using and the money you're spending. Don't you?
Of course. But it's just about adapting, right? It will never go away.
Yes.
It's just about, I'll always say that change is uncomfortable and evolution is key.
Yes.
How we show up can just be on traditional cable where you're tuning, or how do you maximize where our attention is?
Yes.
And even like with opportunities like this podcast, you ladies evolved, you know? So it's one of those things that there's always the opportunity. My grandmother has always said, you know, you're going to get more no's in life than you're going to get yeses. Now, I will make a caveat in terms of like sexual behavior. No means no. Okay.
Yes, right.
But in everything else, you just need one yes. And most of those no's just mean not right now.
That's right.
And so if someone closes the door, she always said, go through the window.
Yes.
Make your space, make your opportunity. My favorite story about my grandmother was so as mentioned, her father passed away when she was 7 and her mother remarried, who's at that time. And her stepfather didn't like her. Her stepfather was like, this is baggage. I don't need this another mouth to feed. Yeah. And he would always say to my grandmother, you're not funny. You're not pretty. You'll never amount to anything. You're not smart. You'll be lucky if someone gives you a second look. Ew. Now, if anybody want to look up my grandmother, she's stunning today. She literally used to say like she would give men whiplash, and she did. So she woke up in the middle of the night to her mother sitting at the end of her bed with a suitcase and said, you got to go. And she said, where do I go? She was 11. She said, well, where do I go? She's like, you're not my problem. You'll figure it out.
No way. Is this serious? Her mother and her mom didn't go with her?
No.
It was a different time. She had married, she'd remarried, and
that's not a good enough excuse.
Even the fact that
I know.
But it's not an excuse. It's the reality. It was like, I want to open a business, you're not allowed. Right. It was just the reality. And she left and she went to go get a job, and she saw an ice cream parlor and it said help wanted, tall, blonde, buxom, blue-eyed beauty. And my grandmother, 5'2", nothing, dark hair, flat chested, dark eyes, walked in, said, I'm here for the job.
Yeah. Get it, girl.
And the man said, are you dumb? You must be dumb. You can't read because you are nothing on this list. She said, exactly. Every other ice cream parlor in the city is going to have tall, blonde, buxom, blue-eyed beauties who are used to not doing a job. I am hungry. I'm funny. I'm small. I'm nimble. I'll whisk through the crowd. I will get all of the orders and run them up so that there won't be a delay.
Yeah.
And as the man was thinking, the woman, his wife, walks out and goes, if you don't hire her, I will, because she's right.
Yes.
And she got the job.
At 11 years old.
And she's a hard
At
worker.
11 years old. Because she said, I have to make a choice. And that's the whole thing. Quite often, the world will give you all the reasons why you will not turn the page. You will not climb the mountain. You will have all the reasons why it will not work for you. But there is one reason that will allow you to put one foot in front of the next. And where that path goes might not be from the base of the mountain to the top of the mountain on day one. But if you just believe in yourself to keep going, something will arise that's meant for you.
Good. Take that next step.
I mean, that's so
Margot,
true. And
really
then when
inspiring.
you look at what your grandmother did from there, I mean, sometimes it's a blessing to have the hardest work ahead of you because you're the one who can, stay in the game longer
And affect the change.
You're the one who has the drive. Who did she live on her own then? I just need to know. I need to know
Where she lived with her sister. Okay. My great aunt. And they were together, right? Like my great aunt had the same concept, right? Her mother kicked her out as well. Wow. So
that's really impressive.
It's something.
Yes. But your words really mean a lot.
Yes.
And I think we all need, I hate talking about aging because we all know we're getting older, but getting older is a blessing. But it is a good reminder, especially I feel like sometimes I lose myself in my kids or I lose myself in the hectic day to day. And sometimes you forget about your dreams or your goals and that they are still there. Or like the Golden Tempo and Kentucky Derby, you're still in the race, even if you're
with mud on your face.
Yes. You're
but I'm going to reframe both of those things for you.
Please do.
And I hope to do that. I'm so sorry to interject.
Girl, that's what we're here. Yes.
Aging is a blessing because being able to complain about aging is the gift.
Yes.
Think about the opposite.
No, totally.
If you can't complain, you're not
dead.
Here.
Yes.
You're dead. So that's number one. Complain all you want, but complain about the stuff that matters, right? Yes. Not the crinkles and the wrinkles that are attached to a moment and a memory and something that you can't escape because people prayed for that.
Yes.
And speaking of praying, and I'm sorry if no one's spiritual, I am.
We are.
Where you are today is a place that you prayed to be.
Yes.
And so often we think about, why aren't I in the next chapter? That we don't give ourselves the grace to say thank you for answering the prayers, because where you are with your kids is the place you prayed for. Where you are to lose yourself is the place you prayed for. But I'm going to tell you something, because my 5.5-year-old son, he likes me to remember he's 5.5, not 5.
Such a big boy.
It's a big difference, Margot.
Yeah, said to me yesterday, Mom, I notice all of the things you actually do for me. And I notice all the stuff that you do that Dad doesn't do. And Dad loves me differently, but you do so much. And I want you to know that I see it. And I'm so thankful that you do it. So the stuff that you think that isn't noticed, or maybe your kids, you lose yourself in your kids are becoming who they are because of you.
Yeah.
And they'll look back and say thank you. And Aaron, I know you have sons, and whoever they're married are going to say thank you for raising the type of person that they married into.
Yeah.
Right. So lose yourself into it. If what you're losing into is something good.
It's so true. It's so wise.
That's
so
really
true. Feels like you've been raised by two very strong women.
Yes.
Do you want your kids to take over this business one day?
I want my kids to do whatever makes them happy and healthy. And am I pushing my one child to be an anesthesiologist versus paleontologist? Yes. I am. I'm like, you can be a paleontologist as a hobby on the weekends. But I also, and the one thing as a mom that I think my husband is better at than I am is a willingness to let them dream, if that makes sense. So my son is like, oh, I want to be in the NHL. And I'm like, you're never going to be in the NHL, babe. You're not that good. But maybe you can be an owner of an NHL team. Like, let's lead for that, But he is and my husband's like, you can be anything you want to be. And I'm like, please don't be a paleontologist. Please. All the dinosaurs have been discovered.
They're dead. And
there's nothing new.
We sometimes put our tinfoil caps on and do conspiracies. And there's even people who say dinosaurs didn't even exist.
That's
so
what
don't
I'm
let
hearing.
him know that yet.
So if you want, I can tell you the craziest ones. So one that they think that like T-Rexes were actually dragons is that concept, because there isn't. With the wings, because of their skeletons, they have this sort of conversation. And then if you look at the Chinese zodiac, every animal is real except for quote unquote the dragon, but that doesn't really make sense. So there is that theory. And then there's a theory that the T-Rex, who's the king of the lizards, was actually brought them underground when the ash happened with the volcano and they suffocated, which is why their fossils are underground, because what happens with Earth Can't believe I'm saying this on the podcast. And my son has made me such a geek, but it's cool.
We got her.
It's in.
Well, we're going to do mermaids next, so get ready.
I'm in for mermaids. I can even go down mermaids. But like the conversation was Earth doesn't raise, it degrades, right? So if you look at the ocean goes lower. If you look at land, it goes lower. So why are fossils so far underground?
Oh my gosh.
And then my reality theory about it is there aren't different dinosaurs. My reality theory is they're all the same, because if you look, like it was Pangea, right? And then it started to separate. How many pteranodons can there be, and how many different versions of like the Ceratops family can there be? There can't be, you know, or the Triceratops, I should say. Anyway, I digress. Okay. So I just think everyone's a sucker and they're all looking at the same time.
You are an honorary member into our conspiracy.
You guys, she's a beauty expert, 3rd generation entrepreneur. She's a good girlfriend with beautiful insight, and she's got a tinfoil cap. She's part of the conspiracy theorist.
And anytime you want to talk about mermaids, I can easily go down mermaids for you.
I love you. It just shows that, you know, we always talk about how it's so important to take the worries out of the week, you know, and good old funny conversations about a conspiracy can really make you forget about the laundry you have to do.
A giggle, a laugh.
Yes, it's so important. Yeah. So Margot, we're at time, but I want to talk to you for like another 6 hours. So will you come back?
Oh my God, twist my arm and call me Susan. I'm in. You know, what a dream for me. And I really appreciate it.
We would love for you to come back. We would love to talk more. I mean, because we've got so many more things to talk about, like being a working mom, family relationships
working with your family.
Working. I think that is, you know, have you heard, sorry, I know we're at time, but just real quick. There's been something on social media. I think we touched on this a few weeks ago, where people are talking about just completely separating from their family.
Oh,
and I do understand there is situations that are extreme, in which case that is definitely the best case scenario for you or the family members you're making decisions for. But there's this new quote unquote trend where people are like, oh yeah, well that doesn't
work for me.
We don't see eye to eye, so I no longer see you. And to me, that's horrifying for me because I'm close with my family. But you aren't just family, you work together. I mean, how do you guys do that without saying we're never going to sit at Thanksgiving together again? Because people are doing that over like tiny arguments.
We're really good at separating church and state. I've been in an entrepreneurial business since I was born. Like I used to stuff 2,000 envelopes for my dad. My mom would be like, bring your friends over. And we would like make boxes in the basement thinking I was having a play day.
Child labor.
Very much so. Okay. But I think the biggest challenge that comes with families or people or in general is communication and the lack of it. Mm-hmm. And communication is a very uncomfortable thing to do. Mm-hmm. The 3 hardest things to say is I was wrong, I need help, and I'm sorry. That's right. And it's really hard to step outside of ourselves, not just to say those things, but for the other person to hear those things, not to respond, not to react, but to absorb.
Oh, that's true.
And I think if more people can lean into communication, because everything is fixable. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we build things up really big in our brains that we don't deflate the pressure. So it's easier to say, well, you're the villain in my story. And there are villains in stories. Make no mistake. If there is something that is physically or fundamentally hurting you, that's a villain you need to remove yourself from.
For sure. Totally.
But sometimes you just have to say, hey, can you see it from my side?
Yeah. You and Elizabeth and Marianne need to start a consulting, like family consulting firm as well in your free time. Oh, okay.
Because how we function as a family, we've been in it, right? Yeah. So other people can come to dinner and be like, how is it that you always talk about business? And we sit there going, oh, are we talking about business? Yeah. Like our partners have been the one to be like, stop. And we're like, oh, You're right. So sorry, because we're in it. So I think we're a great example to show you can get through it. It is possible, but you just got to find your own beats and your own language.
Yeah,
right.
It's so well said. Okay, so everybody, this is recorded. It is under oath. Margot has agreed to come back and visit with us more.
Oh, please, God willing, anytime.
Yes, we have so many more things to say. And if your mom ever wants to join, let her know, or Elizabeth or whoever. But we'd love to have you back, you know.
And girls, Margot, will you tell the girls why you gave the code that you gave today for Elizabeth Grant products?
Turkey 25, because Erin loves her turkeys. They make her feel great. She has a gobble good time with them, and she's not uncomfortable. So I think the only other one was, what was it, a squirrel or a frog that you weren't good with?
So a squirrel got into my house. Two squirrels actually got into my house, and then a chipmunk went into the delivery bag, the Target delivery bag, and was just hanging out in there on my front step. I'm an animal magnet. So the turkeys.
So we'll just call you Snow White, babe.
Thank you so much.
Everyone's coming.
With like 7 little dwarfs too.
You know? So Turkey 25 is going to give every one of your listeners 25% off on any full price item.
Amazing.
And I'll let it go on for however long I go on.
That is so
but it will be a while.
Margot.
And it's ElizabethGrant.com, correct?
ElizabethGrant.com, and we do ship to the States, and we ship anything and anywhere.
And if I had a personal plug for those of you who haven't tried Jerusalem, get the essence of Jerusalem.
Start there.
That's where I would start. Put it on your clean skin before any skincare regimen. Mix it with your body cream before any skincare regimen.
Or any serum that you're using,
Yes.
and you don't have to chuck out what you're using.
Correct.
That's what's my favorite thing.
Correct. And then if you have already tried Jerusalem, if you already have Jerusalem at home, if you're super excited because you already shop Elizabeth Grant, you do have something for all different skin types and all different skincare needs, right?
We sure do.
Yes, you have
there is no one's ever said no one's ever worried that there's not enough product from us.
And those little lip balms, what do you call them again? I'm so sorry. The lip balms.
Moisture stick.
The moisture sticks. I don't think I ever presented them at our former
they're the
network where they
best.
didn't sell out completely, because you would do a 4-pack, get a 5 for free, and they would sell out. So they're
no
true
goop.
hydration.
They slip.
No stick.
Yeah.
Yes, and
They
it's,
slip. There's no goop, no stick.
yes. So Turkey 25, ElizabethGrant.com. Get your essence of Jerusalem. Watch it work its wonders. Shop for more, and then wait and see for Margot to come back, because we'd love to have you again.
And I very quickly thank you for welcoming me into your hearts and into your homes and into your ears. I really love it. Thank you.
Hey, this never stops. This is a Minnesota goodbye. How does everybody follow you on social media? We'll also put it in the show notes, but verbally real quick.
So I'm at Margot Grant Witz, and WITZ a la American versus Z a la Canadian. And at EG Skincare for all things brand. Me, I'm just a confident little lady who likes to make your day better on my socials.
And
but
you're most
EG
active-
is like the way be.
You're most active on IG, aren't you? On Instagram?
I'm most active on IG.
Okay.
But we're on all of them.
Yes, you are. Okay. All right. So give Margot a follow. Go to ElizabethGrant.com. Use Turkey 25. Pray for me with the turkeys. Margot, we are so, so, so happy you're here. I can't wait to have you back. Thank you so much, honey.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. If you want to move better, if you want to feel better, if you want to perform better, and who doesn't, you've got to check out Daily Fascia. Daily Fascia is one of our original supporters. It is brought to you by Erin Teets. And what she does is she helps relieve aches and pains with fascia-focused activations. She is a best-selling DailyOM course creator who does personalized sessions that help you feel your absolute best. You can check her out on Instagram, Patreon, or YouTube. And when you do, use the code HAPPY20 to let her know that we sent you and to get a special discount exclusive to our listeners. You guys, do us a huge favor, please. Will you like this podcast, share it, or subscribe? Because that helps, right, Bex?
It will help us a ton.
It will. And I don't know if we've helped you, but if you don't mind helping us, that'd be great.
Fair's fair.
Love you.